Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Open That Joe. So today, like every other day, we're doing the classified series. So that means the 6-inch figures, or in one of these cases, much taller than that. I don't want to give you any more clues though. But anyways, today's theme is San Diego Comic-Con 2026. So if you're out there watching, Quan, heads up to you, man. Very big shout out to Quan. He got in there, went to Comic-Con, and battled the crowds. He fought his way to the front of the line and secured these products for me. And we won't mention the prank that he played on me at work. But anyways, that's a story for another time. Let's get back to the fun stuff here, huh? Shall we? So we have two products to open here today. Three figures. Actually, I think it's four. No, if you count all of the different figures in here, I think it's actually five figures. So I mean, that's a pretty big haul here. So like I said, the theme today is San Diego Comic Con 2026. So if you're into GI Joe classifieds, and if you haven't been living under a rock for the last year, you definitely know what product I'm going to open, but you don't know which one I'm going to open first. Gotcha. So without further ado, I think I'm going to open. There's a reason I'm opening this one first. It is to show the scale of the second one. So I'm going to open the actually three pack of Joe versus Cobra, Shipwreck versus Cadet Deming. Now, check this package out. That is super cool. What I think is really neat about it is I love the big computer desk. It's like the 80s style kind of where a computer took up, half a room, and it's got the different colored buttons on there, the purples and fading up to blue. The 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 plastic on it is actually pretty neat. I don't know if you can catch that in there, camera guy. I mean, do you have some special trick to show them? Yeah, you can see it right there. They've got some kind of little like very faint kind of stripes and like bubbles. It's meant to represent kind of the room where Shipwreck wakes up and has no idea where he is. He's very disoriented. He's in like a big kind of computer room, like a kind of sort of empty, like metallic panels everywhere room. Um, and there's lights and bubbles and stuff going on. He has no idea what's going on, and even like apparitions going flying around, little ghosts. So, anyways, it's a weird episode. The one that's called "There's No Place Like Springfield." When you first watch it, you're like, "What is going on here?" Shipwreck's old. The Joe team doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's really wild and far out there. But anyways, what I envision doing here is kind of having a separate little room in the Cobra base that I built, and kind of having this as like sort of an interrogation room. Cadet Deming is going to be interrogating this guy. Now, I'll make a side note here. The set is kind of goofy, or maybe Hasbro's goofy. Someone's goofy for not including. Look at this back art. See the chair that he's in. What's the deal with the no chair? They literally show it in here, so they've made one somewhere. I mean, we can use the famous phrase of they costed it out, right? So maybe it was too expensive, or maybe they couldn't fit it into this size box. Whatever the case is. Excuse me. It is silly. I mean, they should have maybe, I don't know, maybe made a longer box, made the console a different dimension. I'm not sure what they could have done, but they could have done something to include the chair, because it's absolutely silly that they did not include the chair. The chair is kind of a necessary piece to this scene here. That's the end of the complaining segment, so no more complaining. So I'll move on to the positives. I love it. I think it's really cool. A lot of people have mentioned that it's a Comic Con exclusive. It's a perfect set for that Comic Con exclusive, meaning that not everybody's going to want this. In the past they've put up, like Serpentor. I mean, everybody wants Serpentor. Come on, and Doctor Mindbender. I mean, those are like crucial characters in the series. This is very, very niche. It's one episode. You never see this stuff again. The Cadet Deming. I've heard people say that they want to kind of troop build that. So I mean, if I only got one, first of all, I got one. I'm going to open it. I'm going to display it. I'm not going to do anything else with it. However, I think other people are probably trying to get a couple of these sets, right? And maybe sell off the other Cadet Demings for a hefty little price. I haven't checked online, but that's not really my style. I like to get the figures out and play with them like a little kid. Anyways, let's walk you through the box. I mean, you got the clear front. Well, sorry, the sort of clear front, except for those graphics on there. Very faint graphics. You should be able to see them. Yeah, I can see them on my camera. So, anyways, I won't read the special set of skills that they have, but you can maybe pause the video right there and click and then see what they do. Camera guy did a good job of zooming in on them. But anyways, they got different stuff on there, skills, badges, that kind of stuff. This set, by the way, is number 205. Camera guy, sorry, we're all over the place. 205 in the line, if you're counting. The side has some really cool comic-y type of art. I love it. I love it. Very vibrant, very clean, very just fun looking, just very interesting. I'm digging it. So I would say, oh, and then we already went over the back art. The back art is really cool. It's a pose. It's kind of a scene. Now you see what I'm talking about? See the scene there? How it's like this big empty kind of metallic room, just metallic panels everywhere. I would love to replicate that. I tried already, going to like Lowe's or Home Depot and getting these little like metal sheets and kind of trying to glue them on to something. The glue doesn't stick. I mean, they're so like smooth, they're like non-porous, so they don't stick to anything. And maybe super glue might work. Who knows? Guess I could give it the old college try and try it again. But for now, I'll just, like I said, I'll try to find a separate little room in my display and put this up there. And only the hardcore fans will know what's up, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So you slide the little tab down there, and then you can exit stage left. The tray. Ooh, now hold on a second. I'm seeing some cool stuff. Ooh, maybe one of my wishes came true, guys. Look, I'll get to the figures in a second here, but look at the background. Now that is exactly what I'd like to replicate. See the floor. See, that's really cool. So it wasn't just artwork in there; it was actually like a whole whole backdrop here. That's really neat. I've got to hold on to that because somehow I've got to try to replicate that with practical stuff. I mean, I could put that up, I suppose, but then it wouldn't match what I built. So, anywho, we'll try to tackle that on the day. I didn't even need to use my handy dandy Joe box opener. All I did was pull a piece of tape off, a little circular piece of tape. So we'll keep this here for reference. Okay. What you get here is you get two little trays here. Well, sorry, one big tray and one little tray. There's the main tray here. Everything's strapped in, so like you can go whoa, hey, whoa, nobody falls out. They're probably getting seasick though, but they don't fall out. Anywho, you can get a nice shot there if you like. Cadet Deming. She's an excellent looking figure. I mean, she's got that little like nurse's cap on. She's a blonde. She's got the very nice vibrant blue. I mean, she looks like a Cobra Trooper for sure. I don't think the other Cobra Troopers have that red trim and all these like silver buttons. So in my mind, she's very, very detailed. I love it. Hopefully you're getting a good look at that, and hopefully it's in focus and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that the detail is nice. I mean, you got the black boots, you got the black gloves, black belt. So basically, all the accessory pieces are black, right? But they have red trim on some of them, like the gloves, and like I said, that patch thing on her like torso. Very, very cool. I love that. And then I think I see a couple of little red stripes on the side. Red stripe. It's beer. Anyways, on the side of the leg there, red stripes. And Shipwreck, I'm digging it. I mean, I know it's definitely not the typical Shipwreck, but I love the fact that they dug into an episode. They give us a specific, very specific character. Aged him up quite a bit. He's got the gray and the beard. But I think in the episode, if I'm not mistaken, I think that they colored it to make him to trick him basically. I'll have to go back and watch the episode. I should have done that before I watched or I launched this video, but I just couldn't wait. I'm waiting for this pool to fill up and clean. I had to go dump a bunch of chemicals in there, so I figured, hey, while I'm waiting for that to happen, why not open some Joes? It's my day off. I think I've earned it. Yeah. So I don't know why I'm opening Polly first, but I guess I just chose the bird for some reason. All right, chose the bird. Okay, so I've seen other people's reviews, and I've definitely been aware of this. So he's got this like laser thing that he's zapping down, right? Oh yeah, so he's holding now. Hold on, I'll show you real quick what it is. So he's shooting this little like ray down there to kind of cancel the mind bending effects that are going on with Shipwreck. But I will tell you, Polly is tight. I wish there was a way to okay, so this thing comes out. So it's a little tiny peg in there. So if there's some way to like put him on a peg somewhere, I'll have to see. I don't think Shipwreck comes with any pegs, but This is cool, dude. I mean, look at the colors on this guy. This guy is like two-toned, but it fades nicely. The tips of the feathers are nice canary yellow, and then you got like the lime green inside. The face looks very nicely detailed. I mean, you see the beak there? Let's get a nice tight shot. See the beak, and then the eyes. And then he's got his talons or his feet. I'm impressed. I've heard a lot of complaints about that he doesn't articulate at all, and that's true. He does not, and I wish he did. But it's a cool pose. If you can somehow like stick him onto something, like get a little tiny, I don't know, maybe you could fashion a toothpick. Like you could cut a toothpick a little bit so that the point, you cut off the pointy tip, and then kind of wedge the main shaft of the toothpick in there. Maybe it takes two. I'm not sure, but maybe fashion some kind of little stand for him. That would look super tight with that pose. I mean, I'm really digging the pose. That's super cool. It's a nice action shot. The tail, I mean, look at it. This is, and the texture. I mean, every feather is like a texture. Look at that. It's really well done in my opinion. Yeah, I wish we could have had maybe two sets of wings, but hey, I already said that the complaining portion of this video is done, and it is. So maybe what we're supposed to do is maybe, because the triangle thing here sits down, so maybe you can, how are we supposed to do this here? Are we supposed to, so the problem is that, look, see the tail and the little stand thing are kind of on the same level. I mean, that works. You could stand them like that. That's not the end of the world. So let me I'll put them here. How's that? It's workable. I think it's pretty cool. The colors are neat, and this little zapper thing on the bottom here. Look, that's kind of translucent, right? So you can kind of see through it, especially outside in the nice bright, San Diego sunshine over here. Yeah, I for one am digging it. Love it. Okay, now that we've spent 20 minutes on the bird, let's get to the other stuff here. I want to get to this console thing. I've always been very fascinated by this. It feels substantial as I'm getting it out from the thing. It's not super cheap either. I mean, it's hollow, you can tell that, but it's better quality than like a 3D print. Um, I did hear some other people complain about, not complain, but point out that there's no other color apps, right? So the only color apps are the large buttons on the front here and the kind of the ventilation or the power conduits. I suppose you could add some paint apps here and there. Maybe on these three buttons here. I don't know where else you'd really put paint, because I mean the whole thing I think is supposed to be a big, basically stainless steel kind of computer station. So I don't really know where you'd put the paint apps. I wouldn't. I'm not going to do it. I don't trust my artwork here, because all the panels on the side. If you wanted to paint them a different color, I mean look at those screws there. So you got to handle the screws, which I don't think so. Maybe something on the rings here. So I guess maybe you could put a couple of things here and there, but overall, I mean, I wouldn't touch it. It's up to you at home. So that's the computer stand, which I'm digging it. It's a very classic 80s, what they thought the computers would look like in the future. All right, let's get out Cadet Deming. Oh, now the nurse hat, not just the nurse hat, but the entire hair piece fell off. She's bald. Oh, she's got handcuffs over her. Come on, that's why. She's got like a seat belt. She's got an arm handcuff over here. I have to like rip them out. I always feel like I'm gonna rip the toy, which I don't want to do. Can you imagine? I get this toy and I'm trying to like struggle it out and I rip it. Ooh. Now I will show you folks at home. The hair piece is really cool. First of all, the shape of it's neat, right? They took their time and got an actual like hairstyle. But then look at that wash. That adds some depth to it. That adds a little bit of maybe like roots, or I'm not sure if she colors her hair. I'm not going to ask, and that's not really polite. But it's interesting. It's not just like it's not just a yellow piece of hair, as a blonde person, or brown or whatever color they are. Okay, she comes out nice and clean. Yes, yes, yes. Let's get the hair on. It's bothering me. What a difference. Jeez. Okay. She she's a cool looking figure. I'll give her that. I mean, she's got these. I don't think I've seen these boots before. Look, there's these nice kind of wedge heel things. I'm not sure if I'm using the right term. Excuse me. Sorry about the coughing there. Just getting over a little sickness here. Anyways, now I'll point out on the right shoulder, her right shoulder. Look at that red. Gosh, what do you call it? Like a red kind of a rope thing. I'm sure there's a name. I'm sure I'm butchering it. I don't know what it is, but it's where they've got the clasp up here, and then a couple of like ropes, that go around. Whatever it's called, it's cool. I love the detail that they added. So she stands up very easily by herself. I will also point out, folks. Now, okay, I'm not sure why they had to do this, but they gave her another hairpiece that's exactly the same, just no nurse's hat. So it's the same hairpiece that I can tell. Let's see here. Take this guy off. Take this. Sorry, gal. Let's put this gal back on. Okay, so she's got the regular hair. I mean, it's literally the same hair, even parted in the middle, same color, same everything. But now she's got the nurse. Well, she's in disguise, I guess. So she's got the nurse's cap. So maybe you won't recognize who it is. Anyways, let's move on, shall we? Okay, so the hairpiece. Now, what's really neat about this, and what brings it into the kind of the troop building department here, the helmet. That is a cool helmet. Look at that. The same kind of navy blue or royal blue. But then look at that. Look at that detail on the front there. That kind of insignia. The cool lime green visor. Kind of the gas mask that's silver in the front. I mean, they did a good job with the paint apps. I really think that looks clean and beautiful. So this would definitely make for a great troop builder. So for any of you out there who want a troop build, GI John right here says thumbs up on the troop building. She definitely is an A+ candidate for that. Shipwreck. We're gonna get our friend Shipwreck out. Shipwreck's one of my favorite characters. I mean, no surprise. Everybody loves Shipwreck. I mean, come on. So let's get this guy out. But this guy's the aged up version. It's kind of weekend, not weekend like Saturday, Sunday, but like week. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. He's got his kind of brown dungarees on. He's got a sort of a tannish, grayish overshirt. You can tell he's got the white tanky underneath. I'm definitely missing a couple of accessories here. I'm not going to toss this plastic out. So for all of you at home, once you think you got the big stuff out, you're not done yet, okay? So don't toss this out because you're forgetting one really important thing, the glass of milk. Look how tiny that is. That is tiny. That's got to be like, what, a 1/4 inch tall or something? So I'll just put it up here right now so Shipwreck can refresh himself when he wants. But there's also these micro goggles with Cadet Deming. Excuse me, sorry. I hope that's not coming through loud and clear on the mic. If it is, I'm very sorry. I apologize. I should try to hit the mute button or something like that. If there is a mute button or pause, I guess. Okay, so let me put the goggles on. So maybe the goggles go on when she's wearing the nurse's cap. It's a cool look. I mean, it definitely looks like she's doing some sort of work. But you gotta get these. These are tiny goggles. My goodness, these I predict can get lost very easily. Now, how does that look? That's a pretty cool look in my opinion. Look at that. It's like almost like those radiation goggles. Remember Spider-Man 2 when Doc Ock was like, "The power of the sun in the palm of my hand." Remember that part? That was so cool. But anyways, that's the same kind of goggles she's got on, like the radiation goggles. Anywhoosies. Now, listen, I'll just get to this real quick. This is the other tray that comes with it. It's all of Cadet Deming's weapons. So it's the typical kind of Crimson Guard saber with the sheath fits into her back. She's got a nice blade here and then a pistol. She's got a spot for both of those. Now she's got something. Oh, the blade. Oh, the sheath actually fits into her pocket or her back. So you can have it as a backpack or as a side. I might do the side option. That's kind of cool because then it's like she draws her weapon, right? She's ready for battle. Sound effects are sponsored by GI John. Annoying wives everywhere. Okay, let us move on to now that we've covered this set. I'm going to give this set. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grade it based on what its objective is. Its objective is to be a niche set, right, for one episode, and it's supposed to capture that episode. So I would go 10 out of 10, however, I'm going to dock it I'm gonna probably dock it 2 whole points for missing that chair. That is a silly thing to be missing, especially when you show it in the picture. I get it if you didn't show it in the picture, probably nobody would like complain or notice it. But the fact that it's in the picture, come on, that's an outrage. So 8 out of 10 for this set. Actually, let's drop it down to 7.75. I'm only gonna dock off a quarter of a point. Hi, Evie. A quarter of a point because there are no more paint apps on that. It's not a huge thing. That's why it's only a quarter of a point. So it's 7.75 out of 10. That's the G.I. John score for this set, which is pretty good. Pretty good. And really, if you think about it, it would be like an 9.75 if they gave the chair. So, hello. Okay. Next set. Why am I putting it on the set that I'm going to open? That is about the silliest thing I've ever done in my life. Okay, the next set, like I said at the beginning, I wanted to save the second set for right now so I could maybe do a size comparison. A size comparison with what, you ask? Well, like I said at the beginning, if you guys follow G.I. Joe Classified, if you're plugged into the loop, you definitely know what I'm opening here. It's a yummy box of cereal. It is time for breakfast, everybody. We're having some Fatal Fluffies, Puffed Beast. Hold on a second. Puffed Beast? What? Usually it says puffed corn. I thought we were getting this stuff. Are you telling me that this is not cereal? Look at the box. The box looks exactly like a cereal box. My goodness. It even comes with nutrition facts. My goodness gracious. Now I'm kind of confused here. I thought I was getting some cereal because I was kind of hungry here. Let's open it up and see. Oh, the box slides open. Oh my goodness. What is inside? Oh my goodness. Look at this. I was just giving you guys a hard time. I knew this was the gigantic Fatal Fluffy. So maybe this guy's the Fatal and this guy's the Fluffy. But anyways, remember when I told you at the beginning it's basically 5 figures that I'm opening today? Well, Shipwreck, Cadet Deming, Polly, and then these 2 guys here. Look at these guys. Now, when I get this out, we're going to see the size comparison. But that's what made this set, I think it was 55 bucks or something like that. Just don't tell the wife. Shh. Okay, this is just between you and me. Anyways, but look how big he is. I mean, that's kind of justified nowadays for what you're paying, what you get. I mean, again, this is a Comic-Con exclusive. I actually was excited about this one. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, I wasn't like fully on board, but I thought, okay, knowing me, I'll end up caving and getting it. But as I started thinking and my mind was churning, I thought, hey, space program, right? I think we're probably going to eventually get some astronauts or some kind of space force or something like that, right? For GI Joe Classified. So in my mind, I could build kind of a diorama that shows, maybe build kind of a like what the space station looked like inside, right? Where these guys kind of came out, and so basically it looks like that metallic room that I was talking about for the Cadet Deming set, right? Just a bunch of metal panels, and anyways, show that on the inside, right? And then that space station has like docked on the moon or landed on the moon. So then you could have this scene inside, right? And then outside you could have some kind of lunar, what do you call them? Craters, some dunes, just some open sand, nice white sand. Maybe have a black backdrop with some splattered of stars on there. I think that would look super cool. And I kind of got excited thinking, hey, what if we do get like those what did they call them, Star Brigade? I'm trying to think of the Real American Hero figures. Anyways, I actually got excited about that because I love building the dioramas, and if I can build a moon diorama, hey, why not? Let's do it. So anyways, let's get on to this figure here. This gigantic figure who comes with the note, by the way, from Cobra Commander. So looking at the side here, there's all those special skills and awards and medals of honor that he's gotten. I'll skip that for now. There's some artwork there, way different than the Shipwreck Cadet Deming. This is almost, is this an actual figure or is it I think it's a figure, and like a photo of a figure with his little buddy down there. Like that's when he's nice. That's when he's not nice. Anyways, back definitely shows a posed figure. Now, come on, who's gonna buy that many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these guys? We're spending 250 on these things? I wish. I wish they were like 30 bucks. Then maybe I'd buy, 2 or 3, but at 55 or 59, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. I'm not buying that many. I might wait for them to go on clearance or something. Anyways, I say we just crack open the box. Nope, sorry, hold on. Number 204 in the series. So the figure right before our friends over here, right? So 204. And again, Thank you, Quan, for acquiring this. Look at this. He's the reason I can make the video today. I would have to wait like a chump and get the sets, in a month or two, but I don't have to because guess what? Quan braved the crowds for me. So thanks, Quan. Woo! All right, let us get our handy dandy Joe box opener. And for all you kids watching at home, do we play with knives? Mm-mm. Do we let a responsible grown-up do it? Mm-hmm. That's my safety message for the day. Ooh, maybe I can build that as a safety meeting. The boss probably wouldn't like that because this is G.I. Joe, not work related. Anyways, once we cut the tape, we'll put this guy back safely in the sheath. We don't want any skin lacerations or accidents or mishaps, do we? No. Okay, so we're gonna try to not bend this. Like I said, I'm not gonna sell this or anything, but I just like to keep the boxes kind of nice and clean. I like to display them. I'm gonna have to get Lincoln's help next time because I bent this tab up big time. That's okay. It's okay. No problemos. I do know that he's better at not bending it than me. Oh yeah, look at that. See, I've got motivation or inspiration or collaboration. What do you want to call it? On the inside, I'm trying to get a good shot here, but I think the plastic is kind of obscuring it. But on the inside is the nice, what I was talking about as that space station decor. It's got metal panels and gizmos and dials and buttons everywhere. Very cool. I would very much like to replicate that for my, not soon to be, but way, way distant to be space station diorama. Very cool artwork here. Very cool box. I love it. I might play the games later. They got these little mazes and word searches, puzzles here. A lot of fun. They did a good job with that. You can tell they had their fun. Excuse me. Sorry about that again. Mercy me. This guy. First of all, when I picked the box up, I noticed that it's heavy. I mean, look at how the sides are kind of bowing in. This is a solid, and I mean solid figure. This thing is really, really surprisingly heavy. Not heavy like I'm gonna have to, go stretch afterwards, but just you feel that it's solid plastic. I mean, it must be, like a couple of pounds. It's certainly tall enough to be that tall or that heavy. But that just kind of shows you that you're getting good quality stuff here. Here's that kind of electric whip they have. When they turn nasty, they get these like these lightning whips. Now here's our little guy here that you see and you're like, oh, how cute, what a little baby. And then there's a special whistle that they did not include. Anyways, you blow the whistle, or someone blows the whistle, and then these guys mutate into the gigantic form. Look at this guy. Even he's like he's pretty solid. I mean, he does not feel cheap or light or hollow or anything like that. He's a solid piece here. You're getting your money's worth here, folks. They're kind of cute. I get it, The little purple feet. Look at that. And he's got purple hands, or sorry, magenta. I just figured T-Mobile had that trademarked. Anyways, where's the camera here? Yeah, okay. You'll see the little horns there. Those horns grow up to be nasty horns that you don't want to mess with. Oh, and then I also recall that the note. Now the note's kind of cool. Look at that. It's nice, flexible. It feels good. It feels like how would I describe it? It feels like almost like a. Oh, it feels. You know what it feels like? It actually feels like gum, not sticky or anything, but it feels like gum. Like if you smashed gum on the roof of your mouth, and kind of flatten it out. That's what this feels like. So I was told, or I heard that these guys can hold the note. So I think I can try to pose them like that. Well, we'll figure it out at some point. I know I can at least. Yeah, you can do something like this. It works. You can jam it in there somehow. Yep. All right. I'm getting everything out except for the fatal fluffy because it's something. I mean it's huge. It's ugly, but it is substantial. I mean it is some serious plastic here. Now I didn't know that they came with pistols, until now, but it's kind of a goofy looking pistol. It's way oversized for like Joe's, and I'm wondering who made this for them. But maybe I don't need to question everything. We'll just enjoy it. So next thing I'm gonna get out is his alternate head. So the head he comes with, it's kind of like a screaming head, and the regular head is just a head. Do we look at? Wait. Let's get the scale right. Okay, enough of that. Enough nonsense. It looks like it plugs onto the face. So the face must have two kind of pegs, and then this has little receiving slots. So it depends on what mood your giant Fluffy's in. You can swap out the heads. Although I'm pretty much assuming that they're always angry when they're big, right? I thought that's what I remembered from the cartoon. I could be wrong, but I could be right. So who knows? Sorry for the plastic noise there, folks. If you just want to hum or mute this, sorry. I try to be very, very quiet. Nope. Okay, so he has little handcuffs on his feet, handcuffs on his arms. He's got tape over his hands. They really don't want this guy to go anywhere, do they? Why do they need to have him? No, it's not tape. Sorry, his hands are behind the plastic. I mean, I get securing him, but come on. We're going a little too far, aren't we? Give me my toy. All right. Well, oh, dude. Even moving the arms, I mean, that's some pretty cool articulation. Woo, doggy. Now, guys, at home, oh, look at that. He stands up already. I wanted to give you a size comparison. Look how he dwarfs Cadet Deming. Good night almighty. Jeez Louise, this guy is huge. Now, guys at home, don't forget the little fire things that come out of his nose. They plug right into his nose. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in there now because I feel like I'm gonna lose them. They're pretty tiny, and when you pull the tape, they kind of start bouncing out. So just be careful, okay? Consumer beware. So, like I said, I'm gonna plug these guys into the nose. Why not? Ugh. Sorry, pal. Wait, hold on a second here. They don't. Okay, sorry, I had it backwards. I got to pay attention to the flames. Well, we'll get it in at some point. I'll take a look at the artwork and see how they did it, because I think there's a peg that goes into the nostril. I don't think that you're supposed to clip something on, and I don't think you're supposed to put it out of the mouth. They don't show it, of course. Blast you, G.I. Joe Classified. Well, the way I'm seeing it, folks, is I'm seeing one end of it. If I can show you, folks, one end of it has these little tails. If you can see that, and then the other end is kind of just solid. So I think that the solid end plugs right into the nose. At least it should. I'm trying to think, where else would this plug into? Am I missing something here? It's not going to come out of his ears, right? No, his ears are covered. So, is it his mouth? Maybe it's his mouth. Maybe he's just kind of chomping on. Maybe that's how it is. If I look silly, then that's fine. But so maybe he's like, and then the fireball. And where does the fireball plug into? The fireball definitely plugs into the mouth. So that is something that you put in the middle. And he chews on it. Let me see if that works here, guys. Yep, that's definitely how that works. I mean, it looks tight. I love it. Looks cool. Shooting out a fireball. Is that upside down? Could it be upside down? No, because then the fire would be covering his face. So it's definitely you go up and then tag it down. Yep. That looks very cool, actually. Very cool. I'm digging it. and he put the whip in his hand. And to answer your question at home, no, he does not have a holster for his gun. So, I mean, I'm probably not going to be displaying him with the gun. I'm going to be displaying him as such, breathing fire, with his whip ready, and just looking for trouble. I think that's all he does is just look for trouble. But anyways, I love this. I mean, it's really cool. It does exactly the purpose that it set out to do, and I'm stoked. I love it. I would rate this for what it is. I rate it 10 out of 10. Why not? It's supposed to be goofy, niche, that specific episode, and I think they did a fantastic job. They really modeled it well. The quality feels good. The articulation I think is really good because I think the head goes up and down quite a bit. Yeah, you can yeah, look at that. I mean, I remember seeing that online. Look at that. You can have him shooting out, looking down at a Joe, which is appropriate. He's looking down at everything. Let me put him in the shot here. He's shooting out a fireball with the whip. That is really cool. So if you're into the kind of the specific episodes and the goofy stuff, get it. I recommend getting it. So that'll do it because we're at like 36 minutes. So thank you if you've stuck around this long. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this video. And again, thanks to Quan for making this video possible. So we will catch you next time on Open That Joe. But as the kids would say, it's time to go play. See you next time. Bye-bye.